Your diesel truck could last 500,000 miles or blow up before 100,000. And the difference? It's the everyday habits you don't even realize are killing your engine. From cold starts to fuel mistakes, these 12 deadly routines quietly destroy performance, reliability, and lifespan. If you drive diesel, this video might save your engine and your wallet. Let's start with the most common habit that's silently wrecking everything. At number 12, frequent short trips under 10 miles. Diesel engines need to reach full operating temperature to function properly, but constant short trips prevent this from happening. When you make quick runs to the store, school, or work without letting your engine fully warm up, you're creating multiple problems that compound over time. Short trips lead to carbon buildup in the exhaust gas recirculation system, which recirculates exhaust gases back into the engine. This buildup restricts airflow, reduces performance, and eventually causes expensive engine trouble that could have been avoided. The diesel particulate filter also suffers during short trips because it cannot properly regenerate. Unburnt fuel and soot accumulate in the filter, causing clogs and back pressure that stress the entire engine system. Your engine oil takes a beating too. Without proper warm-up time, condensation and unburnt fuel mix with the oil, degrading its ability to protect engine components and increasing wear throughout the system. The solution is simple. Combine errands into longer trips and occasionally take your diesel on extended drives to let everything reach proper operating temperature. Your engine will thank you with longer life and better performance. Short trips damage slowly, but this next habit creates problems every time you turn the key. At number 11, hard acceleration with cold engine. Starting your diesel after it's been sitting overnight means the oil is cold and thick, yet many drivers immediately jump on the highway and floor the accelerator. This creates immediate damage that accumulates over time. Cold oil hasn't fully circulated through critical components like pistons, cylinder walls, and the turbocharger. Hard acceleration before proper lubrication reaches these parts can cause scoring, overheating, and long-term wear that shortens engine life significantly. Diesel engines operate under high compression ratios, so the added stress of full throttle acceleration when components haven't warmed up makes damage even worse. The turbocharger especially takes a beating because it spins at extremely high speeds without proper lubrication. The turbo can suffer drastically shortened lifespan from cold, hard acceleration. These components cost thousands to replace, making this habit extremely expensive over time. Wait until your engine reaches full operating temperature before demanding maximum performance. This gives oil time to thin out, circulate properly, and protect all moving parts. It's a small change in driving style that prevents major repair bills. Cold acceleration kills turbos, but this common parking lot habit slowly poisons your entire fuel system. At number 10, extended idling over 10 minutes. Many diesel owners think idling is harmless or even beneficial, but prolonged idling causes serious damage throughout the engine system. Trucks may idle for commercial reasons, but your personal diesel doesn't need this treatment. During extended idling, fuel doesn't burn efficiently, leading to carbon buildup on pistons and injectors. This increases wear, reduces performance, and creates expensive cleaning or replacement needs down the road. Soot accumulates in the diesel particulate filter faster than normal during idle, requiring more frequent regenerations or forcing expensive filter replacements. The regeneration process itself uses extra fuel and creates additional heat stress. The biggest problem is fuel dilution. At low revolutions per minute, especially during cold idling, fuel can seep past piston rings into the engine oil. This thins the oil, reducing its ability to lubricate and protect engine components properly. If you're stopped for more than a few minutes, shut the engine off. Modern diesels start easily and don't need extended warm-up periods. This simple habit saves fuel and dramatically extends engine life. Idling slowly kills performance, but this maintenance mistake accelerates everything that's wrong with your engine. Habit number 9, ignoring manufacturer oil change intervals. Modern synthetic oils and dealer recommendations often suggest 10,000 to 15,000 miles between oil changes, But this extended interval can destroy diesel engines that work harder than gasoline engines. Your oil faces challenges that gasoline engines never encounter. Diesel engines run hotter, harder, and under much more stress than gas engines. The oil deals with soot contamination, fuel dilution from idling, and chemical byproducts from emission systems like exhaust gas recirculation and diesel particulate filters. These contaminants build up over time and reduce oil's ability to protect the engine, even with premium synthetic formulations. What looks clean on the dipstick may contain microscopic wear particles, acidity, and fuel dilution that destroy internal components. Smart diesel owners change oil every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, especially when towing, making short trips, idling frequently, or driving in dusty conditions. This interval keeps the engine clean and properly lubricated. Don't wait for oil to look dirty. With diesel engines, that happens quickly and is normal. The real problem is invisible contamination that standard oil analysis would reveal, but visual inspection misses completely. Wrong oil intervals damage internally, but this shutdown habit destroys your most expensive component. At number 8, immediate shutdown after hard driving. After towing, high-speed driving, or climbing hills, your turbocharger is extremely hot. Shutting the engine off immediately essentially cooks the oil inside the turbo, creating problems that cost thousands to repair. This process is called oil coking, where extreme heat turns lubricating oil into hard carbon deposits. These deposits clog oil passages, reduce cooling effectiveness, and destroy turbo bearings over time. Once turbo bearings fail, you face major repair bills easily reaching several $1,000s. Turbocharger replacement often requires significant labor and related component replacement, making this an expensive mistake. The solution is simple. Let your engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds after hard driving. This keeps oil flowing through the turbo and allows gradual cooling that prevents coking and protects bearing surfaces. Some diesel vehicles include turbo timers for this exact purpose, but even without this feature, a brief idle period makes all the difference. This small habit prevents one of the most expensive diesel engine failures. Hot shutdowns kill turbos, but this fuel mistake slowly destroys everything downstream. At number 7, using poor quality or contaminated fuel. Not all diesel fuel is created equal, and using poor quality or contaminated diesel destroys engines from the inside out. Dirty fuel creates problems throughout the entire fuel system that compound over time. Contaminated fuel clogs injectors, damages high-pressure fuel pumps, and fills filters with sludge that restricts flow and reduces performance. Modern diesel injection systems operate at extremely high pressures and tight tolerances that dirty fuel destroys. Water contamination is especially dangerous because it causes corrosion in fuel system components and poor combustion that damages pistons and cylinders. Even small amounts of water create big problems in precision fuel systems. Not every gas station maintains fuel quality standards. Some cut corners or have poorly maintained underground tanks that contaminate fuel supplies. This makes fuel source selection critical for engine longevity. Buy diesel from reputable stations, use quality fuel additives when necessary, and regularly drain your water separator. These simple steps ensure your fuel system receives clean, pressurized fuel needed for proper operation. Bad fuel damages precision parts, but this temperature habit stresses every component simultaneously. At number 6, ignoring proper engine warm-up time. Modern diesels start easily in cold weather, but many drivers assume this means they're ready for immediate heavy use. Cold engines need time to reach operating temperature for optimal performance and longevity. Cold engine oil is thick and doesn't flow properly through tight clearances, leaving critical components without adequate lubrication during the most most vulnerable operating period. This creates wear that accumulates over the engine's lifetime. Emission control systems also require proper operating temperature to function correctly. Exhaust gas, recirculation, and diesel particulate filter systems don't work efficiently when cold, leading to poor emissions performance and system damage. Cold fuel injection systems don't atomize fuel properly, leading to poor combustion, increased emissions, and carbon buildup throughout the engine. This affects performance and creates long-term maintenance issues. Allow 3 to 5 minutes of gentle operation before demanding full performance from your diesel. This gives all systems time to reach operating temperature and function as designed, dramatically extending engine life. If these engine-killing habits haven't opened your eyes yet, hit that subscribe button because the next 4 habits are even more dangerous. Habit number 5, overloading beyond rated capacity. Every diesel truck has maximum towing and payload ratings, but many owners regularly exceed these limits without understanding the long-term consequences. Overloading creates stress throughout the entire powertrain that leads to premature failure. Excessive weight forces the engine to work harder, running at higher temperatures and pressures than designed. This accelerates wear on pistons, rings, bearings, and other internal components that are expensive to replace. The turbocharger suffers especially during overloading because it must work harder to provide adequate power. Constant high boost pressure and temperatures reduce turbo life significantly, leading to expensive failures. Transmission and drivetrain components also suffer under constant overload conditions. Clutches, torque converters, and differentials wear faster when consistently pushed beyond design limits, creating cascading failure scenarios. Cooling systems struggle to manage extra heat from overloaded engines, leading to overheating that can warp heads, crack blocks, or damage other major components beyond economical repair. Know your truck's limits and respect them. Occasional light overloading won't immediately destroy your engine, but consistently exceeding capacity dramatically shortens component life across the entire vehicle. Overloading stresses everything, but this maintenance oversight creates the perfect storm for catastrophic failure. At number 4, neglecting air filter maintenance. Diesel engines consume enormous amounts of air compared to gasoline engines, making air filter conditions critical for performance and longevity. A dirty air filter creates problems throughout the entire engine system. Restricted airflow forces the engine to work harder to breathe, reducing power output and increasing fuel consumption. The turbocharger must also work harder to compress the limited air supply, creating additional heat and stress. Dirty air filters allow contaminants to bypass filtration and enter the engine, where particles cause abrasive wear on cylinders, pistons, and other precision surfaces. This microscopic damage accumulates over time. Insufficient airflow creates improper air-fuel ratios that lead to incomplete combustion, increased emissions, and carbon buildup throughout the intake system. This affects exhaust gas recirculation and diesel particulate filter performance. Check air filters every 10,000 miles and replace when dirty, regardless of mileage intervals. Operating conditions like dusty environments or construction zones require more frequent inspection and replacement. A clean air filter costs under $50, but protects thousands of dollars worth of engine components. This simple maintenance prevents expensive problems that develop when engines can't breathe properly. Dirty air starves engines, but this cooling system mistake creates the fastest path to total engine destruction. At number 3, ignoring coolant system maintenance. Diesel engines generate tremendous heat and depend on properly maintained cooling systems for survival. Neglecting coolant maintenance creates conditions for catastrophic engine failure that happens quickly and expensively. Old coolant loses its ability to prevent corrosion, leading to internal engine damage that may not become apparent until major components fail. Corroded water pumps, thermostats, and radiators create cooling system failures. Contaminated coolant with oil, fuel, or combustion gases indicates serious internal problems like blown head gaskets or cracked heads. Ignoring these warning signs leads to complete engine destruction. Diesel engines often include exhaust gas recirculation coolers that depend on clean coolant for proper operation. Coolant contamination damages these expensive components and affects emissions performance. Overheating from coolant system problems causes immediate and permanent damage to heads, blocks, and gaskets. Unlike gradual wear from other habits, cooling system failure destroys engines quickly and completely. Follow manufacturer coolant change intervals and address leaks immediately. Monitor coolant level and condition regularly. Any changes in color, consistency, or level indicate problems requiring immediate attention. Cooling system failure destroys engines instantly, but this fuel system habit slowly strangles performance until nothing works properly. Habit number 2, running low fuel levels consistently. Many drivers regularly run their diesel tanks near empty without understanding how this damages the fuel system. Modern diesel injection systems require consistent fuel pressure and clean fuel for proper operation. Low fuel levels allow the fuel pump to draw air and contaminants from the bottom of the tank, where water and debris naturally settle. This contamination damages injectors and high-pressure fuel pumps. Fuel pumps use diesel fuel for cooling and lubrication, so running low-forces pumps to work harder and run hotter. This dramatically shortens fuel pump life and creates expensive repair scenarios. Water separation becomes less effective with low fuel levels because water doesn't have time to settle properly. This allows water to reach injection components where it causes corrosion and poor performance. The diesel particulate filter and other emission components suffer when contaminated fuel creates poor combustion. This leads to incomplete regeneration cycles and premature filter failure. Keep fuel tanks above 1/4 full, especially during cold weather when fuel gelling becomes a concern. This simple habit protects expensive fuel system components and ensures reliable operation. Low fuel slowly destroys injection systems, but this final habit combines multiple engine-killing factors into one devastating mistake. We've covered the damage, the heat, the wear, but what's next is on a different level. One habit, one hidden flaw, and it's the fastest way to wreck your diesel from the inside out. At number 1, using wrong grade or contaminated diesel exhaust fluid. Diesel exhaust fluid is critical for modern emission systems, but using wrong grades or contaminated fluid destroys expensive components faster than any other single mistake. This system affects entire vehicle operation. Wrong diesel exhaust fluid grades or contaminated fluid damage the selective catalytic reduction system, which can cost over $5,000 to replace. The system won't regenerate properly and eventually fails completely. Contaminated fluid crystallizes in injection nozzles and lines, creating blockages that prevent proper fluid delivery. Once crystallization occurs, entire system replacement is often necessary rather than simple cleaning. Using automotive grade instead of heavy-duty diesel exhaust fluid in commercial applications creates chemical reactions that damage sensors and catalysts. Each grade is formulated for specific applications and isn't interchangeable. Expired or frozen diesel exhaust fluid breaks down chemically and deposits crystals throughout the system. These deposits are nearly impossible to remove without complete component replacement. Store diesel exhaust fluid properly, check expiration dates, and use only manufacturer-recommended grades. Never add water or other fluids to extend diesel exhaust fluid. This destroys the entire emission system. This single mistake can disable your truck and cost more than all other maintenance combined. Proper diesel exhaust fluid management is essential for modern diesel operation. These 12 habits destroy diesel engines through cumulative damage that seems minor until major components fail. Avoid these mistakes, and your diesel will reward you with hundreds of thousands of reliable miles. Like this video if we saved your engine from expensive damage. Subscribe for more diesel maintenance secrets, and tell us in the comments which habit you've been accidentally practicing.